Hello, Sad Girl Sunday family. My name is Ida. I am one of the co hosts for Sad Girl Sunday. And if this is your first time checking out our Mindful Moments series, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I want to talk about understanding your core values and what that looks like. Your core values, I can't speak today. Your core values are things like kindness, success, beauty, dependability, blah, 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 blah. Okay? They drill that shit into your head during work training sessions, especially for new hire staff trainings and things like that. But core values are a byproduct of a lot of things, of family, religion, culture, and all that jazz. So when we get older, ideally, we come into our own sense of core values. While we tend to have core values that persist, some tend to shift over time, which is fine. But when our core values are disconnected from how we live or exist in the workspace, or like just in general from the world, that is like when people start running into problems. Your core values could have been violated in childhood if you come from a family that doesn't see or validate or empathize with children. So if you come from a family that's all like, have you ever heard somebody who will be like, oh, why can't I think of an example? Oh, okay, yeah, they're like, okay, go pick that thing up. Okay, whatever the thing is. And if the kid says why, the adult will be like, because I said so. That kind of relationship basically kind of displays, I don't know, value for only one side or one party. You know what I'm trying to say? You get me. You understand what we're doing here. Saturday Sunday. Children are meant to follow orders from their authorities, and that is rule, and that's final. So that leads to adult children not ever really having established their own core values. Okay? So if this is you, some questions for self-reflection. So one thing you can ask yourself, literally, what do I value? What do I value? What do I care about? Literally ask yourself, what do I care about? It seems obvious, but you have to be honest and sit with yourself and think about your reaction maybe to different scenarios throughout your life, and kind of I don't know, looking at what that reaction to said scenario or situation represents as a core value. Okay? So it's like you see somebody who is on the street and disheveled. Is your first thought disgust? Or is it like, oh no, poor person? Those are two extreme reactions from one another, but it says something about who you are as an individual, and maybe you haven't been able to define that. You've just been existing and bumping into shit your whole life, not knowing who you are. I'm just trying to help. Thanks. So yeah, what do I value is the first thing you need to ask, and that's one way that you can answer that question, is by evaluating your reaction to scenarios and situations in life. The second thing is, where did your core values come from? So were you taught to value those things in your childhood? As you're discovering the things that you carry, were they yours to carry in the first place, or were you kind of handed those values, and were they just showed up on you? And that happens sometimes, and so you can challenge those things if you aren't really happy with that part of yourself, or if it is something that maybe you want to explore more. And so, in order to do that, you kind of need to be not self-critical and berate yourself, but critical of the way you judge and view the world, enough so that you can challenge whether or not you actually believe in the things that are around you. Okay? So it's, I don't know, red pill or blue pill. And then the third question that you're going to ask is, how do your core values motivate you? So, you know, what are the things in your life that you are constantly striving towards? Are you working towards being an amazing career person? Are you trying to like be like really fit and healthy? Um, I don't know what the things people care about. Do you want to build a family? Do you want to I don't know, switch careers? Is it really important to you to retire early? Whatever are the things that you aspire or dream of and actively change behavior to achieve, what is behind those behaviors? What is the motivating factor? And are they healthy? Like sometimes some people have core values that are not very healthy. Like if your core values are always about like status, wealth, or money, then and that is those are like your heavy core values, and your actions are motivated by those alone, you might end up seeing you have very unhealthy behavior in certain areas of your life. Like if you're willing to cut corners or cheat people to achieve high status in the workplace, you don't give a shit about people, but you give a shit about money. Like, you need to challenge that. If your core values lead you to be harmful to your peers or the people around you, that is something to evaluate and take into consideration. Even in, if you like break it down to like on the most selfish level, you are robbing yourself of building healthy ecosystems and relationships with the people around you when your core values are detached from being a good person in general. But I ain't here to judge, you know. And the fourth question you need to ask yourself is, how have your core values drifted? Or have they ever drifted in the first place? In what context or scenarios have you experienced that push or nudge to go against your own core values and what you believe in? So this goes into the concept of betraying yourself. Have you ever tried to set a boundary and be like, oh, well, I believe in X, Y, and Z, and so because of that, I'm going to do these things. And then a friend or a adult figure or a loved one is like, hey, fuck that noise. We're about to drink a lot of alcohol tonight. I don't care if you're trying to get sober. You're my friend. You need to be there for me. People are going to see this like, holy shit, she's talking about me. No, I'm not talking about you. This kind of leads into question number 5, which is like, what are the feelings that come up when you have drifted from your core values or betrayed yourself? So if you, especially if you are aware that you are going against yourself or you're doing some shit that you actually didn't want to be a part of, but maybe you don't want to create drama or conflict, so you just are going with the flow, or you don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to upset people, and so you participate in avoidant behavior by kind of just passively nodding or being agreeable to kind of like allow things to happen. And then you kind of start to carry like guilt or shame because you betrayed yourself. Like, you know, when you feel those things, maybe you have gotten really good at ignoring that, but start paying attention to the feelings that you are carrying when you're engaging in behavior activity that doesn't align with who you are and your core values. And don't represent, like if your actions and behaviors don't represent the person that you truly want to become, and you know that, I mean, like, I'm not, it's like so easy to be like, then stop doing that. But it's also just like, be aware and pay attention to the behaviors more and more so you can catch yourself. Because sometimes I think a lot of people end up habituating themselves to certain groups or dynamics at work or school or whatever, and they don't even know, like, that they're cheating or going against themselves all the time. And I think once you've asked yourselves those 5 things, what do I value? Where do my values come from? How do the values I have motivate me? How have my core values drifted? And what feelings come up when I drift away from my values? You can start creating boundaries to help guide you and kind of give you a set of rules to follow for yourself. It's kind of like, I don't want to say, it's not like making, okay, I'm not going to say this. Should I say that? I'm not going to say that. You're going to create a doctrine for yourself based off of the things that you have learned through those 5 questions. And you will be able to create a doctrine based off a list of boundaries that match boundaries and behaviors that match your core values. So, understanding your core values allows you to more objectively look at how the systems around us might shape and challenge us in healthy or unhealthy ways. But we have to take ownership of the way we engage with those things around us. It's just necessary to stay in touch with our core values so that we can make better decisions around the type of relationships we pursue, whether these are intimate relationships, friendships, relationships in the workplace, and all that jazz. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. And if you have some core values, please let us know. What are they? Are they being dependable? Is it family? Is it work ethic? Comment below and share and let us know what they are. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts at Girl Sunday. Season 2 is coming out. Yeah, girls are on season 2 now. I'm really happy. Thank you so much for listening and supporting us. I don't have anything else to say. I drank coffee in the afternoon today. I will not be sleeping. Look at my eyes. Have a good night. Okay, that's all. Bye.